Hello everybody, my name is Periwinkle, and today I have an awesome video for you guys. Basically, I'm all dressed up and I just want to, talk to you guys about, what I've been doing in the, as we call it, a workforce recently. And I'm honestly so excited to talk to you guys about this. I've been wanting to talk to you guys about it forever, and I'm so excited. And I don't know if there's many people out there interested in the job I do, but I'm hoping there is. So if you guys don't know by the title or just don't know me in general, I am a ski instructor. That's so crazy to say, and it's honestly one of the most amazing experiences of my life. It is very hard work, but it's so awesome. So I don't know if I have any ski instructor hopefuls out there or anyone interested in ski racing or stuff like that. But if you are, I think this is the video for you. I'm going to talk about how I got my job at Winterplace as a ski instructor, the process, the training, and stuff like that, and how I teach a lesson personally. So the first thing I'm going to talk about was the application process. I got an application actually from a job fair at my school. I'm sure whatever resort you are applying at, they'll probably have one online. That's what they also had, so everything's online nowadays, so you should be able to do that. The application process is really basic, like your name, interests, stuff like that, where you'd be more comfortable working, and of course if you want to be a ski instructor you'd put ski school, not rentals or something like that. So after you get that, what we did with Winterplace was we had an interview date set. I just pressed a button and it was there was no callback, we'll look at your resume, stuff like that. I automatically had an interview, which was kind of crazy. But you kind of just at Winterplace pick a day for your interview, set that. I came in exactly on time and had to wait 15 minutes, so don't worry if you're a little late if you're applying at Winterplace. Again, it depends on the company, but if it's a less strict one like Winterplace, you should be good. At that interview, they're going to ask you a few questions like, who's the best teacher you had and why? What's the worst teacher you had and why? Just stuff about teaching and what gives you the drive to work with people in order to instruct them. They're also going to ask technical questions like how long have you been skiing? Do you have your own equipment? Stuff like that. And if you're worried that you don't have your own equipment, do not worry. There are plenty of people I'm working alongside that actually rent out their skis every day before they teach. Personally, I have my own equipment, but I do rent out poles, so don't worry if you don't have your own equipment or you don't know how to ski. There's actually a lot of instructors I'm working beside right now that have never skied before this season, and now they're instructors. That can be kind of scary, but it is okay to have a bit of experience just to give you a bit of an edge. But if you don't have any and are just looking to learn how to instruct and learn how to ski with it, you can try it. I don't know, I'm sure it would be a lot different at more competitive resorts, but at a resort like Winterplace, it's not that competitive at all. I didn't even give them my resume at my job application kind of interview thing. I never even gave them my resume. I said, do you want my resume? And they said no. About a few hours, actually an hour later, I got a call back that said, hey, you're in. We need you to drop off your paperwork and stuff like that, and then you're good. So I got a call back really quick that I got the job, dropped off my paperwork. If you're 16, you have to have certain papers. If you're 14 and 15, you have to have even more papers. You just got to talk to, your principal and your work coordinator about that. So I actually missed orientation because on December 1st they had orientation, and that was the day I was taking the SAT. Couldn't miss the SAT. It was just something I had to go do because I already paid $75, so I wasn't gonna miss that. They got $20 for attending orientation, and I missed out on that, but that's okay. The Saturday after that was actually training, except it was non-snow training, basically where you just stand there, get to know names, go over the progression, stuff like that. So after that day was really simple, just kind of stayed in, talked and stuff like that. No on-snow training. After that, there are 2 days of on-snow training, whether it be the next day, as in that Sunday, or the next Saturday. It all depends, if you're over 16, you can come in on the weekdays and work. So I did actually 1 day of on-snow training the next Sunday, and then the next, actually on a Wednesday, since I'm 16, I can come in. So I did those during Christmas break, and then you're going to be able to shadow people. So what they want for that is you're going to basically follow an instructor, and they're going to show you how they teach a lesson. And I got really awesome instructors to shadow shadow. I had an amazing time, and a lot of instructors will actually enjoy having someone shadow them because, you know, it gives them an extra hand, especially if they have a big group, to be able to, you know, share the load a little bit, and, you know, they don't have to split their pay with you too. So a lot of instructors actually do like being shadowed, so don't worry about that. There are a few who might get a bit upset if you like butt in. So my advice if you're shadowing is just, you know, stay quiet, and if they ask you for some help, the instructor does help them, and if someone to the side is like, hey, I can't get my boot on, definitely help them. So after all the shadowing, you get to teach a lesson, and an instructor will actually watch you teach a lesson. So I did that, and my first lesson I actually got a $40 tip. I taught a little 7-year-old from South Carolina, her name was Olivia, and her father how to ski, and oh my gosh, they were so precious. Like, my first lesson ever. They were honestly one of the best lessons I've ever had. I loved it so much, and I got a $40 tip, which once you're an instructor, you need to know that tips don't come often at all. So you definitely need to know that. Don't be prepared, because a lot of people don't know how to tip and don't know like that you should tip ski instructors. So that was an awesome lesson, and then after the instructor says, okay, you're good to teach, then you get a jacket and you're off and you get to teach. So how Winterplace works, and again it's probably different at different ski resorts, is that we have a lesson on the even hours, so at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, and then privates are in between, but I usually don't teach privates. It all kind of, you know, messes up a little bit. It all depends on what, you know, is needed. Winterplace is actually kind of not doing well right now because there's not enough snow. It has to get below 28 degrees to blow snow, so there's not enough snow, and that's really like deterring tourists right now. Depends on what they need, but you'll be able to work as you're needed. We get lineup pay, so every time you're at lineup, what lineup is basically all at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever, all the instructors line up, and then they'll call you out of a line and say, hey, you come up here and instruct. You know, that's what they call lineup. If you don't get picked to instruct someone, and it's not like Pokemon or anything, it's just, you know, who hasn't gotten a lesson yet, stuff like that, you get to have a break until the next lineup, which is pretty cool. And if you do get picked, you could actually have a lesson. So how lessons work is you have, I believe it's like 35 cents per head that you teach. I've had lessons of 9, I've had lessons of 1. So it all depends, it all varies. I know a guy out there named Dawn who's worked there 16 years who takes 30 people. And it's all up to you and what you feel comfortable with. Of course, when you're just starting out, they are definitely not going to give you 30 people. They're probably going to start you out with like what they started me out with was 2 people. So just be prepared for that, that you could, if the demand is high, you could get a higher classes in like 15, 16, 17, even 20 people you're teaching. It all depends on the demand, how many people are there to learn to ski, and how many instructors there actually are. Now I'm going to get into how I teach skiing. So I actually teach skiing a lot faster than other instructors just because I cut out the whole nitty-gritty part. I just try to teach as fast as possible to get them on the snow as fast as possible, because with my experience, people are very impatient, and once they start, you know, figuring out, oh, I can go straight down, they're just going to go straight down. They won't care if they know how to stop or anything. Once they know, like, oh, I can go, they're going to go. So you have to teach them very fast, in my opinion, especially little ones. And again, you can go over it with them more, but I like to teach them very fast. I've seen instructors take the whole 90-minute period that we are given just to teach them all the way up to turns and babying them all the way. I like to even give the last 20-15 minutes to free ski a little bit. That's how fast I teach, but it does depend on the group size. So what I start with is how to carry your skis, you know, the log carry or the firearm carry. All depends on how you want to do it. How to march is what we call it. How to walk from there to the learning area. We walk over, get a nice flat area, set your skis and stuff behind us, and then I get names, make sure all the boots are buckled, collect lift tickets, and see if anyone's done any other sports, and that's an awesome thing to do. See if anyone has any athletic pass, like if they know how to roller skate or ice skate. It really helps a lot, so make sure you know if they have any like athletic pass or anything they're really good at. After you do that, what you want to do is some boot drills, so just picking up your feet, swinging your feet back and forth, sidestepping, you know, getting used to everything like that. Then what I'll do is I'll explain the fall line, and I'll talk to them about, you know, which way your triangle faces, or wedge, or pizza, whatever you want to call it. You know, if you're downhill, whatever way is downhill, that's the way your triangle faces. I know if you guys don't ski, you'd have no clue what I'm talking about, but I'm trying my best. So I talk to them about that, and then have them make a wedge in their boots just to get, you know, used to that heel going out movement, toes going in. So we get used to that. Then we go to the ski. I tell them about the anatomy of a ski, show them how to pop it on, and then we'll ski around in a circle a little bit with one ski on, and then, you know, we'll do the wedge and the side step in that ski, and then I'll have them put on the other one, slide back and forth, and then have them, you know, do their wedge and their side step. And then I will take them and I will put them and I'll push them back and show them which way they'll come for like gravity and stuff like that, just so they get used to it. How I explain it is like if you ever have socks on and slide across a wooden floor. After that, what I'll do is I'll actually take them on the snow, take them to the learner's hill, which looks very steep, so they may actually get scared. So take them down that and have them ski, wedge, ski, wedge, ski, wedge. Just do that entire time, and also make sure they know how to duck walk, their athletic stance, and their side step. Fit that in there somewhere. I usually throw it in whenever they feel most comfortable, but just make sure they know how to duck walk, side step, and also, you know, what stance they need to be in, how they need to lean forward and stuff like that. So once they're done at the bottom, I'll teach them how to ride the lift, the magic carpet as we call it. And then once we're at the top, I'll have them do another run, you know, trying to get a little more comfortable with that wedge movement. Then after that run, I will teach them how to do a J-turn, which a lot of people call it a step turn, step, step, step. And then I will teach them how to do, you know, the pressure turns where you put body weight on one foot and that turns you the opposite direction. I'll teach them that a little bit. And then after that, I'll have them do a few more runs just so I can get a feeling, be like, check for understanding, make sure everyone knows. I'll check for understanding all the way through too, just making sure everyone knows what's going on, and if they have any questions or feel a little insecure about something, they can ask me. I also really like to have fun with my lessons. Last night I had a lesson with 4 Boy Scout troops, and 3 of them knew how to ski, but the other one didn't. So they wanted to hang with their friend who didn't know how. And once he started able to ski, one of them looked at me and said, "I want to race you." And I went, okay, let's race. So I had an awesome time. I beat him, by the way. I had an awesome time with that. Once you get, you know, the hang of it, you meet so many amazing people, and I was told I was the funniest instructor. I take that as a compliment. It's an amazing opportunity, and one of the best ways to get a, you know, money doing something you love. And especially at Winterplace, the food is great. It's all amazing. The staff's awesome. I love it so much. This system does get kind of confusing a little bit, but you definitely get used to it. It's an amazing opportunity, and I would recommend, if you are interested in becoming a ski instructor, whether you've never skied before or you skied your whole life, you definitely should pursue it. So that was a really long-winded video. I hope I edited this down a little bit. Oh, I hope I do. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like down below and subscribe. I am making new videos all throughout this year, every 5 days, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye!